And a very warm welcome to International Racing League IRL PC F1 round number 2 as we head to the Emilia-Romagna region of Italy. It is of course at Imola and it's near to Ferrari's Maranello factory. The track is called the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edino Ferrari in Enzo Ferrari's honour following his death in 1988. I almost said 1998 then. But anyway, my name is Jess Ball, your commentator for this evening, and what a very great pretty much race we had last time out in Japan. We saw both of the Red Bulls fighting for the race victory, but it is Jack West that came out on top, and he has 25 points to his name, and Liam Parnell definitely gave him a close fight. It was great to watch. Jack Laverty finished in 3rd place last week, with Bogdan Moldovan in 4th. Oscar Villacampa finished in 5th place. Luke had a very good result in 6th, and Louis Welsh in 7th. Yona Martins in 8th. Yuchi in 9th. We do have a few stewards penalties to go through, but we will go through that in just a second. And we have Lapland that scored the last point. No one else failed to score. I think it's hard to tell who DNF'd there. I can't remember who DNF'd in that one. But anyway, those were the drivers' standings. And what does that do with the constructors? Well, with Red Bull scoring maximum points, they are top of the standings with 43 points. Next, we have AlphaTauri on 15 points, and Alfa Romeo on 12, McLaren on 10, Mercedes on 8, Aston Martin on 6, Haas on 2, Alpine on 1, and then we got Ferrari and Williams yet to score. I'm almost certain that they're definitely going to be wanting a wake-up call tonight after what happened in Japan last week. And obviously, Imola is an easy place to overtake. Now, for those of you that are brand new to this league, it is like this. It's basically all the drivers practicing for their PSGL tiers on a Thursday or on a Wednesday in some cases. And it's just to get an idea what type of strategy they might want to run, and if they mess up, then chances are that they need to improve ready for this week anyway. So it just gives them an idea of what we can expect from the drivers, and it gives us a little bit of a taster. So without further ado, let's get started with qualifying then. So here we go, we're riding on board with Akko at the moment on his outlap. And quite a few new drivers on the grid today. Can't remember what tier they're actually on, but never mind. But at least they are given a chance as well. And usually sometimes people do a lot better if they're racing alongside quicker drivers. So, had its foundation this track around 1950. It was ready for testing back in October 1952. And then racing began at the circuit in 1953. And then 10 years later, Formula 1 hosted his first race here. It was won by Jim Clark, who lapped all but one driver. And then over the next decade, further improvements will be made to the track with facilities for spectators and loads more stuff. In particular, based on what happened in the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, the Tamburello corner was heavily modified and became a chicane rather than the fearsome flat-out turn there was previously. And Villeneuve was added that chicane on the run into Tota. So, let's go on board with the amazing Akko as we head towards Tamburello for the first time. And you've got to be careful not to lock up or run right here because there's little margin for error. We accelerate out of here and head towards Villeneuve. Another left-right chicane that is named after Gilles Villeneuve, who crashed here in 1980. Brake late, heading towards Tota, slow right-hander that leads onto a short uphill straight. We brake early and turn in smoothly and continue uphill and reach Piratella, a fast left-hander that drops downhill on the exit, as you can see. Lift off slightly through here, turn in with confidence, and then enter one of the most iconic sections of the track, Acqua Minerale. This is a double right-hander that requires precise timing. Heading towards Variante Alta now. Another high-speed chicane to test the car control of the driver. And you're going to go into 8th gear here and land smoothly and accelerate towards Ravazza. Another double left-hander that is taking up medium speed. Brake moderately and turn in gently for the first part, and then brake harder through here. And start finish straight he goes. Only one DRS straight currently around this track. And it is a 1:14.748. We've got a few drivers about to finish their runs. Paul Eckelmeyer. When was the last time I commentated on him? It must have been a WOR days on PC. So good to see that I'm commentating on him now. Louis Welsh is about to start his run, but Jack Laverty is quoted in third, and the standings goes fastest. And any more that's about to cross the line. Luke Wellstow. There's quite a lot of people starting their runs actually, so there could be quite a few people out of sync. And Oscar Villacampa goes in third. We've got the Williams. Oh, Predator has invalidated his run, so I think he's going to find a lot more time than that. And he, unsurprisingly, he goes straight to the pits. Yuchi comes up to the line now. And it's a 1:13.8. So times are going quicker and quicker around this track. Now, we've had a few stewards reports as Jonah Martins now goes fastest. I was wondering why I wasn't close to my mic there, but that is probably, I think, a lot better. But anyway, Yuchi was forced off the track and given an unfair warning. 3 seconds was added to his, will be removed from his race time. And Rishan got a 5-second penalty and 1 penalty point for forcing another driver off track. And then he got 1 penalty point for no footage whatsoever. And Rashawn Jacobs got a 10-second penalty and 2 penalty points after the incident in the safety car where Yuchi received wing damage. So those were the only incidents that were reported for last week. Let's hope we don't get any this week, as Kine is about to start his lap now. I would like you to tell us your predictions on who you think is going to be getting pole position. And one of the challenges I have to say is there's some corners that may not be designed for side-to-side racing, but the main challenge has got to be the gradient changes. No, hardly any runoff areas. Akamurali, I think, has got to say the most difficult. And for me, I usually find Variante Alta probably quite difficult as well, but people may beg to differ. Oh, Jonah Martins got a 5-second penalty with a collision with Jack West. Now, there is a bit of damage there, so I'm guessing that won't be a restart, but I'll need to obviously need to double check for that. Most people will head into the pits, but let's just watch the Ferrari as he heads toward that Camarani. Now, no, scrap that. He has invalidated as well, so he's going to come in very, very soon. It's very easy to invalidate here. I think the most I've ever got around here in terms of penalties was a 6-second time penalty. Luckily, it was during practice, and luckily, I think I only got 3 seconds on one of the races before. But for me, it's just so easy to get one. So he would have done a 1:17.9, but I think he backed off anyway. So I wonder if he's going to go again very, very shortly. I believe it'll be Louis Welsh, the first person to set his second flying lap. So we'll go on board with him now. Keep an eye on the strategies. Optimal pace, 19 laps. The mediums can last, but I have to say 13, 14 laps is probably the most ideal currently at the moment. Now, great to have Tom Manley in the grid as well, in the AlphaTauri. Red Bull esports driver. So he's going to get some practice as well with this league. Known for what he did on the Xbox side, completely dominating there. And is improving quite a lot on the PC side as well. So great to see him develop. As Louis Welsh about to start his next run. But yes, 1:13.368 could be the time to beat. So will anyone beat that? It's going to be very tight indeed. We have got mixability around there. Let's see what Louis Welsh's turn sector 1 is. Not as confident as previous drivers, as it is a 23-8 in the first sector. Bearing in mind that it's completely no assists, this practice league. So the traction coming out, especially into Emilia-Romagna coming up soon, will be extremely difficult. So going uphill once again. Emilia-Romagna was a certain someone had a crash with Latifi one year. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say which driver because I do not want to give him attention. But anyway, here comes Louis Welsh heading towards Webcam. Looking a lot better through there in the final corner. Hasn't set a lap time yet. So he goes up to the line. And it's going to be a 1:13.7. Puts him in P6, so not too bad indeed. Tom Manley is on an out lap, whereas his teammate, Jack Laverty, is about to start one. I think we've got an Alpine of Lapland about to start his run. I believe Kyan is probably going into the pits. Actually, yes, he is. Jonah Martins has unfortunately invalidated Oscar Villacampa. He comes up to the line. Looks pretty tidy. And it is a 1:13.346 for Oscar Villacampa. That was a very tidy lap. Predator is starting his lap at the moment. We've got Louis' teammate Paul Eckelmeyer. He's about to start his run. What about Domi in P9? Got very unlucky last week. He's unlucky again this week, so he dives it into the pit lane. So yes, most people are pretty much in sync with each other now. Same with Bogdan Moldovan as he's about to start his run. So, where is Luke's teammate? Or it might be Luke himself. Yes, it is Luke himself. So, Dustin Vincent in the chat saying his prediction is pole's going to be by Tom Manley or Jack West, pole time 13.068. So, if you could accurately predict the pole time, that would be amazing. So, I'd like to see more predictions in chat. And if you haven't already, please make sure you leave a like on this video and hit the subscribe button. And Zach Miles is unfortunately invalidated. And I believe that's Paul that's about to finish his lap. So let's go on board with him as he heads towards Webcam. Looking comfortable. But he's invalid. He went wide in the final corner. That is not good at all. Zach Miles goes into the pit lane. Predator is also invalidated, so he goes into the pit lane. What about Tom Manley, who has got the pole time taken off him, but surely he's hungry to snatch it from Oscar Villacampa. Yes, it is! A 1:13.067, 3/10 quicker than Oscar Villacampa. Wow, that is amazing. And that was almost exactly what Dustin has predicted. It's going to be tough to beat, but you never know. You never know. I think we've got a Haas heading towards the final few corners, or is he going to go into the pit lane? I think he's going to go into the pit lane. Yes, he is. Anyone else on that? I think most people are just backing off ever so slightly, but there might be certain drivers a little bit out of sync from everybody else. So fair play to Tom Manley with that. I wasn't expecting him to set a good lap this soon. And that's what dedication these drivers put in to practicing. It does help them, like I said, for PSGL on Thursday. And he took that speed very nicely through Variante Alto as well. So we'll follow everybody else as they finish their runs. Jonah Martins will be the next one to start his run then. The Ferrari Esports engineer still races in leagues. And is looking to improve every race he takes part in. Bogdan's up, I have to say, looking good. So is Oscar's. Yuchi's as well. They're all so close and so tight. I wasn't expecting it to be this tight with a mixability grid. And fair play to all the effort that's been put in by the staff here in this league to put this league on. And because of that, PCF2 won't be that long starting, which will be great to see. So we'll have 2 PC tiers, which surely is going to have some entertaining viewing. So you won't just watch 1 tier, you'll be able to watch 2 tiers as well. As Yona Martins has unfortunately invalidated its lap time. Domi then heading towards Akmarali. Thank goodness he didn't invalidate there. Now, the sponsor that he has on the back of the Williams car, I've never heard that sponsor in my life. If anyone can tell me in the chat if they have heard that sponsor, that'll be great. Anyway, Domi, final sector he goes. Can he slot himself into the top 5? Apparently he was purple in sector 1. But surely that might be the ones around him, but we'll see. P7. So, the top 7 separated by less than 5/10 of a second. Louis Welsh, I believe, is on a lap now as well. Well, he was on a lap, but he has invalidated his run. So, let's watch Akko, the newest driver, start his lap right now, but he is going to be out of sync with everybody. Now, second prediction in the chat. Can anyone beat Tom Manley, or will this be the pole time that we will see? And we'll ask for your race predictions in a minute as well, because it will be interesting to see as well. And Tota going up the hill, another high gradient change for the drivers to manage. You got to be delicate on the throttle, I think, through here as well, which sometimes I find quite difficult. I tried no traction here before, and I decided, no, I'm not going to be no traction, I'll be medium. But it's just so hard to get the power down and be delicate on the throttle here. And Nickel Block saying Tom could get 112.8. Could be possible. Could be possible. Don't forget, most of these drivers won't be running low fuel modes just yet until the very end of qualifying. So that's what we're seeing with Akko right now. As he goes up to the line, what's it going to be? A 114.648. So not quite where you would expect, but still a pretty decent lap. And look at that train heading towards turn 2. There's a lot of people that are just keen to get lapped in. And yes, Lewis, Dustin is only off by his prediction by 1/1000th. And if it stays that way, I owe him something after this. I really do. Because I asked for predictions. And I'm going to make my prediction that I still think Tom's going to get pole. But I think it's going to be a 112.9. Because I felt like there could have been certain moments with that where he could have gone quicker. So, a 112.9 is going to be my prediction. And don't ask me for the exact lap. Actually, let me go for the exact lap. 12.942. I know Tom's going to go quicker than that, but yeah. A 1 minute 12.942 is my prediction. 5 place. Well, I guess we're probably going to get a lobby restart then. 5 place grid penalty, illegal blocking, but we will find out very shortly. But anyway, Tom Manley heads towards the first sector. Looking so fast in that AlphaTauri, but he's lost time in the first sector. What about Oscar Villacampa as he heads towards turn number 1, but his teammate heading towards Villeneuve, 123.639, so he does improve. Gobo thinks a 12.934. Dustin thinks a 12.891. Lewis thinks a 12.913 is going to be pole. What did I say? 12.942, I think. I can't remember anyway. But Tom is losing so much time in the final sector. So he's going to need a miracle final sector to beat that. But you never know. It could be Jack West, or could get pole again. Could take the second pole position of the season. Up to line. Does not improve. And what about Zach Miles? He was purple in the final sector, though, so he did find time in the final sector. Zach Miles up to the line. He improves on his time by a 10th per second, 1:39. Yona Martins, I believe, is up next. What can he do? Slots himself into second. That's a very good lap time. But cannot Scabilla Camper do any better? Nope, he cannot. He stays in third. Liam Parnell slots himself into P5. Then we got the Haas of Yuchi going into the pit lane. Then we got Jack West coming up to the... No, it's Luke first, then it's Jack West. Jack West slots himself into P4. Then we got the Williams. I think it's Predator next. P15 for him. And then we got the Alpine that's not following right behind him. Alfa Romeo. I think most of them are going in the pits now. So I think it's just Domi and Jack Laverty. So Jack Laverty first. He comes up to the line and stays 11th. And Domi slots himself in to 9th position. So Dusty's original prediction, he was only off by 1,000th. So it is quite common to see this around Imola. But most people did not improve on their final runs. That is a bit of a shock. So well done, Dustin. I owe you something. I owe you something. But brilliant job by Tom Manley. We'll go through your qualifying results and we will find out if we get a lobby restart due to illegal blocking or if we have to... yes, I have just been told by Louis that we are getting a lobby restart. Luckily, I have got like a holding screen, so we're all good. We're all prepared for that tonight. So, Manley starting on pole, Yona Martin second, Louis Welsh third, Oscar Villacamper fourth, Jack West in fifth, Bogdan Alderman in sixth, Liam Parnell seventh, Paul Ekamara in eighth, Tommy in ninth, Yuchi 10th. Then we got Jack, Luke, Lapland, Zach Miles, Predator, Akko, Kine, and Cameron Dowles. Cameron Dowles did not set a lap time, unfortunately. So, whilst we wait for a lobby restart, quite a lot to unpack from this. And I think according to everybody, it's going to be a dry race as well. So I think no rain, and I'm quite surprised that there's no rain because Imola is known to rain. And I have to say a massive shout out to the people in the Emilia-Romagna region. Hopefully they are doing okay with that. Yes, Dustin, your first one was 0.001 off. And I thought someone was going to get into the 112s, but no one got into the 112s there. So that just goes to show. And also, luckily, I do have some notes prepared about Imola. I can hear the game on my end, but I don't think you can. So there we go. So this was what happened last year's in Imola Grand Prix. So this was Red Bull's first 1-2 finish at the circuit since 2016. It was a damp weekend at Imola. And drivers did not have long to prepare for the qualifying, with free practice one being the first wet running of the 2022 season. I believe it was a sprint weekend as well. Qualifying began in damp conditions. Alex Albon was unable to set a competitive time after a fiery end to his session in Q1. Carlos Sainz crashed out in Q2. And then there were 3 red flags followed in Q3, with Kevin Magnussen slipping off in the tricky track conditions. Valtteri Bottas coming to a stop on track, and then Lando Norris sliding off the circuit. And then the final red flag secured pole position for Max Verstappen for Saturday's sprint. And Magnussen qualified 4th, but then he had to defend by quite a lot of people. I do remember actually that there was a great battle between himself and George Russell as well, which was quite good. And it was George Russell's first season in the Mercedes, believe it or not. So the lobby is now open, so I'm gonna rejoin luckily, and hopefully we can get started very, very soon. So thank you. Oh, I was just trying to remember what the spectate button was. So thank you very much for bearing with us as well. And I'll be interested to hear from you guys in chat. What do you think is the most difficult parts of the Emilia-Romagna circuit? And do you like it as a circuit? And if you're racing it at PSGO as well, are you looking forward to or not? In a way, most of the races I've commentated on, it's been all right, but there has been some occasions where there's been a BU slip-ups from some drivers. So we're going to hope here tonight that it's going to be clean, but luckily, since we have a dry race, that's going to be absolutely fine. So we are waiting for all the drivers to come in to the lobby. Massive shout out to everyone that is tuned in. Gives me a great chance to plug a few things. So make sure if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to International Racing League on YouTube. Hit that notification bell as well. We're on 407 subscribers, so we did reach 400 subs last week, which was a great achievement from everybody. So thank you so much to everybody that's supporting. You can also follow the league on Twitter at F1_IRL on PC to find out the latest happenings of the league. They've announced some great news recently, which I will tell you if I can find it on Twitter. So recently, we are converting FP in the World Series Championship, and the league will be on Friday at 8 PM and will be in equal cars and with a twist. And there is more information about it on the Discord. Am I allowed to say it live on there? I'm trying to find it. League announcements. Oh, they haven't given us more information on that. Okay, that explains it then. And then, obviously, the start of PCF2 and PSF2. So obviously we have PSF1, PSF2 in iRunner, and also PCF1 and PCF2. So, and also for Gran Turismo 7 GT7 sign-ups are now open. It's on a Wednesday at 8 PM. And if you want to sign up, make sure you join our Discord server to find out more. I believe, I was going to say it might be in the description, but I didn't think to leave it in, to not leave it in the description. I do apologise. If someone could put it in the chat, that would be lovely, because we would like to see more people join the GT7 League. And why is someone spectating as well? I think Luke has forgotten that he needs to spectate, choose his car, because otherwise the grid can't be set. So Luke, if you tuned in, get out of spectate mode and select your car, because otherwise we can't start. So weather, I've been told, is clear, overcast. And obviously we can't be, I think, more like, we can't be like too accurate, because the game won't allow us to do that in custom mode. And there was quite a few debates in the chat as well about whether we should put it as dynamic and stuff like that. Personally, I would have liked to have seen it as dynamic, but you never know. As I tried to get some hydration in my system, as luckily Luke has selected his cars. So, all being well, Louis Welsh will get the grid sorted and then we'll be on our way. So, this is the perfect time to let us know what your predictions are for the race. So who do you think is going to win the race, and who do you think is going to get top 3? And who do you think is going to be the first DNF? I don't usually put those predictions out there, but today I'm going to put those predictions out there. So, top 3, who's going to win, who's going to DNF first? Boom. And also, who's going to get the most penalties? And Akko saying his lap was slow. But to be fair, these are high caliber drivers, so you are getting there. So do not give up. You will learn a lot just by being on this grid anyway. So it's a really good starting point. I have to say, Akko is a lot faster than what I did in Imola. The fastest I could do is a 169. And that's like 2 or 3 seconds slower than these guys. So, yeah, that's why I'm in the commentary box rather than racing. And plus, I can't do no assist anyway. And he thinks he'll be the first DNF. No, you won't. I don't think you're going to be first DNF. Trust me. I just hope there'll be no DNFs altogether. So, hopefully with me saying DNFs a lot, we won't have any DNFs. Or have I jinxed myself doing that? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know at this point. So I believe we are about to go underway. Yes, we are about to go underway. So thanks to all the drivers for getting in the lobby very, very quickly. And Gobbo, see, is rooting for Akko. So, you know, you got some support, my friend. You got some support. Some support. Tongue twister. And Akko, you never know, but there are some really quick drivers around here. But you can obviously learn a lot from them. So we'll run through a quick reminder of the grid once we get in, because I need to try and remember, is formation lap turned on? I can't remember because I can't check now. I don't think it is. If it's like PSGL settings, I think formation lap is off. But let's hopefully people are prepared no matter what here. So, thank you to all of those who are watching Season 1 of PCF1 on International Racing League. I'm Jess4, your commentator for this evening. I'll be commentating this race and one final race next week. Because after that, on the 5th of September onwards, every Tuesday, I will be busy. I have another commitment which I agreed to months ago, and I can't really turn that down now. And it's a lot of fun. So, yes. That's why I'm doing that. But I thought I would help this league just for a little bit to get it on its feet. And, yeah. And I only got the game on PC recently, so, yes, I'll be good to get some PC commentaries again. Right then. Sunny day here at Imola. We are about to get started for 32 laps of racing, and I don't think you want to see the standings anymore. So let us get let's get the racing underway. So obviously the drivers hopefully will remember what setup they have got, because otherwise they could be in a lot of trouble for that. Let's just hope that they don't run default setups here. I think bearing in mind halfway through the race I am going to be getting a drink, because obviously solo comms can be quite demanding for my voice. So I'm going to top up my drink halfway through the race, have a little bit of a gap. So 3, 4, 5, red lights. And we are underway. Let's see what the start is like. Tom Manley gets a good start from Yona Martins. Louis Welsh set a good lap time in quali, but he's going to slip through the inside in towards turn 1 and in towards turn 2 now. Off Tamburello. Jack West gets an almighty start. Keeps the car under control. One car's gone off. That's one of the McLarens, and that is Zach Miles, who's dropped down into P13. And he's going side by side one of the Alpines. Heading towards the Villeneuve chicane. Paul Eckermeyer up into 7th place. Liam Parnell has had an awful start. He's dropped down into 9th spot. But Jack West, his teammate, he's looking like he's going to gain another one. But Louis Welsh is going to come back at him, heading towards Piratella. Louis Welsh goes off the track almost, going up the hill, getting a bit squirmy. Heading towards Akamurale. They both touch each other. They both touch each other. Jack West, last week's race winner, has gone off. That was a bit risky there. That is allowing quite a few more people to climb up. Unfortunately, that demotes Jack West down into 18th spot. Kyle and Akko, not the good start. Oh, he's in the grass. Quite a few people in the grass, actually. But anyway, let's go through the tyres that these drivers have got. So, got a mixed bag, actually. Emilia and Liam have gone for the softs. Apart from those two, the top 11 have gone for hards. And then we've got a mixture of mediums and hards in the background. Yellow flag. That is Kine again, I think. Who's had a bit of an off. And he's got 5 second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Hopefully he continues. Because it'll be such a shame to give up now. As we head on to lap 2 at the moment. Luckily these guys will still be going. Tom Manley has almost broken free of DRS from Iona Martins, and the detection point will be around about lap 3, so we got to watch that very closely indeed. Bogdan Moldovan, who's got plenty of ERS, around about 70%, as Jack West has retired from the session, and he's binned it on the exit Tamarello. So, last week's race winner has gone from hero to 0. What a shame for Jack West. But, what would you do if you're on the hards? If you're on the hard come round the tyres, maybe do 2 medium stints, because you will be quicker. And that means you've got 1 different tyre compound out the way. That's what Louis Welsh is doing. So Louis Welsh, I think, is following my judgment. I'm surprised not many people are following my judgment. I've seen it in PSF1. A few people do this. No, Louis's not following my judgment at all. So Louis is going on to the soft tyres. So Jack West saying on the Discord that his controller disconnected. Well, his wheel. Oh, that is a shame. So no fault of his own. Jack West is out the race. And let's hope the issue fixes itself ready for next week. And let's hope the issue is fixed himself ready for when PSGL comes here on Thursday. You can catch Jack West in PCF2 at 8 PM as well, which I'm going to be watching that for certain, just to see how they get on. And you can also watch PSGL PCF1 at 7 PM too. They plugged this league, so we thought we would plug their league. So make sure you check them out. So, Kine is probably loving that there's a safety car at the moment, because there is plenty of chance for him to go back in this one, as long as he doesn't get lapped. I think he's gonna pray that he doesn't get lapped at this point. And Akko, you're not the first DNFer. So you said in the chat, "Oh, I'm gonna be the first DNFer." You're not now. So bravo. So it's gonna be a while before everybody pretty much catches the safety car, because Kai needs to go all the way around. But we'll run through your order then, because we've been given a little bit of a time to breathe. So, your running order so far is Tom Manley leads the way with Iona Martins in P2. Oscar Villacampa in 3rd. Paul Emilia on the softs in 4th place. He's doing quite well. Liam Parnell in 5th. Bogdan Moldovan in 6th. Ducci in 7th. He's had a good start so far. Luke in 8th. Jack Laverty in 9th. Cameron Dowles. Don't forget he didn't set a lap in qualifying. He's in 10th spot. It's a great start from him. Zach Miles in 11th, Domi in 12th, and Akko in 13th. But there's 4 drivers that pitted. Will they get those hard tyres to the end? So Louis has gone from soft to hard. I don't think he was meant to put softs on. I don't think he was meant to put softs on. That's probably why he had to pit again. I thought Louis started on the hard. My bad. So then we got Louis, Predator, Louis and Kino on hard and just box into them. So it's going to be hard for them to get those tyres up to temperature. But you never know what could happen here at IRL. And to be honest, it's been one of the cleanest starts I've ever seen to a league race around Imola. There's usually quite a lot of drivers where their races have lost before they get to Tamburello, so they're doing a lot better than them, but they are obviously high caliber drivers, which does help. So I believe everybody has caught up to the safety car. So everyone else is caught up to this. And hopefully we will get underway soon. I'm just worried I've muted myself. Give me a second. Let me change scenes. Okay. Thank goodness I haven't muted myself, because that could have ended in tears. But yes, we're about to get underway. So safety car is in this lap. So Tom Manley is going to be the de facto safety car. He is going to be the Burt Mylander. Let's see how he does it as we head towards Ravatza. Gonna get this restart right. When's he gonna floor it? And for the second time tonight, we are go in Imola. Let's see what the start is like this time. Looks like Yona Martins had a good start as well, as they all passed the start finish straight with the green flag waving here. And Tifosi cheering on for Yona Martins at the moment. Oscar Villacampa staying in third. Past Tamburello chicane in at turn 2. Past turn 3 in towards 4 and 5 of Villeneuve. The kink of turn 6 coming up now, as I think one of the Aston Martins went off. That was Paul Eckermeyer. That went off ever so slightly, so that is not good news for him. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to climb his way up the order, but still, 6th place is pretty decent. He's on the softs, and I do know softs don't last very long around here, so maybe he's going to be thinking about pitting very, very soon. Jack Laverty, though, is right on the back of Luke Wellstow, on the back of this DRS train. This could be a Trilly train start to form, which could be interesting. Through the Variante Alta then. And I wonder if some people are saving a bit of battery, because you don't want to use too much under a safety car restart. You just can't. So anyway, Jack Laverty heading past Luke Wellstow for 8th. Will he get past him? Yes, he does. Jack Laverty up into 8th spot, but can Luke cover him off into turn 2? Nope, he does not. Love the helicopter shot around it. It's just absolutely incredible. It just captures Imola so brilliantly. What has happened to Louis Welsh? Louis Welsh not doing well to climb up the order, but don't forget he still hasn't pitted. But literally I thought it was going to go on mediums and do a 2-stop race. But boy was I wrong. Boy was I wrong. We still got some time to find Predator. Having a nice battle with Akko. Akko struggling a little bit, but we'll see if Akko can gain a bit of slipstream back, heading towards Variante Alta. No, he's not going to gain the slipstream that he needs. He is staying in last position right now, but it's Tom Manley that leads. Yona Martin second, Oscar Villacampa in third. closest battle at the moment looks like it's to be for the midfield. So we'll keep an eye on that. As you can start to see, Domi really trying to close in on Zach Miles now as he heads towards Ravatsa chicane for the 8th time tonight. And there's a few people that have broken free of DRS. So they could be looking absolutely fine. Meanwhile, Jonah Martin's almost going for the race lead here. But he's lost a bit of time there, maybe a bit of a lag spike, which has allowed Oscar Villacampa to catch up quite quickly to Jonah Martins. Bogdan Moldovan has lost a bit of time to the guys in front. There's a yellow flag set to 1-0. That's Akko that's had a moment. Luckily, on F123, you don't get beached there, but if it's like what it was on F122, you would definitely get beached there, and it wouldn't be ideal, and he's struggling to get his tyres up to temperature, so let's hope he can carry on very, very soon. However, the one that has got to make some moves are the two soft runners, Paul Eckemeier and Liam Parnell. Paul Eckmeier's ERS is around about 63%. And what about Liam's? Liam's is... he hardly has any ERS at all. So Paul is probably going to be the beneficiary at this stage because he can use it to defend. And Jack Laverty's going to potentially use it to overtake. He goes down the inside, in towards the start-finish straight then. Can he hold his line and keep the move? Looks like he can. And also we got a hat of Yuchi and Bogdan Moldovan going for it. So Bogdan Moldovan is struggling on those hard compounded tyres, it looks like. And that is an absolute nightmare for Bogdan Moldovan. So we could see a train starting to form here. And with people struggling with tyre temperatures, some people may just be experimenting with setups. So some of them might have a time trial setup to begin with, but if I were them, probably I would have a normal setup and then just like look and play with it. If it obviously the race doesn't go well, then potentially that they can tweak and see, oh, does the car need more downforce? Does the car need less downforce and stuff like that? I can't remember how much downforce I put on the car, but look at this. Luke and Liam fighting for P8. Down the inside, in towards turn 1. Oh, Bogdan Moldovan has lost it a little bit, and someone went off the track. Oh, that was almost an unsafe rejoin. That could have ended a very, very worse. However, luckily it did not. Paul Eckemeier stayed in 4th place, and Jack Laverty is agonisingly close. Same with Luke as well. Surely the ones on those hard compounded tyres are going to be thinking, right, should I pit? Because that's what probably I would think in this situation if my soft tyres are starting to die, or maybe they want to stretch it out a bit more so they can potentially get hards to the end of this Grand Prix. The hards are not too bad around here, but for me, I always prefer the mediums around here. But it was one practice session saying, oh, the hards were great. And then it turned out for me to be the worst tyre in the world, as Jack Laverty is looking to try and get past another driver. But we got a battle for the lead as Jonas Martins gets past Tom Manley. Jonas Martins is leading the Emilia-Romagna race at the moment, which is great to see. But look also who's in this fight. Oscar Villacamper's in that fight in the McLaren. Now, this is the track where we've seen Lando Norris take multiple podiums around here. And Oscar Villacamper is looking to see if he could be one of those drivers to get on that podium. Louis Welsh having a nice battle with Liam Parnell. You can see the tyre degradation is so high for the soft runners. I think sometimes in this situation, you have to make your bed and lie on it. So, a bit unfortunate for Liam, but I always like drivers that take strategy gambles, and he knows maybe to not try it at PSGL. Like, this league is an experiment ground. It's to try setups and strategies that you may not try if you're at PSGL. So it is good to find out, right, which parts of the track ran quicker. Probably got a few of engineers as well, as Paul Wackermeyer goes into the pits. I am surprised that Liam hasn't gone, but Paul is in the pits anyway, and surely he's going to be going on to the hard compounded tyres. No, Paul Wackermeyer is going to be brave and go on mediums. And I would like to throw that question to all the drivers. Well, not all the drivers. To everybody that's watching in the chat. Do you think the mediums can get to the end from here for Paul? Because in my opinion, I doubt it. I doubt that those mediums will get to the end. But fair play for making a gamble for Paul Wackermeyer. But he is going to be trying to push. If there's another safety car, he's back in this. Because he's got a fresh air memes to use. And quite a few people have also got one more set of memes to use up anyway as well. And Justin putting in the chat saying they can, but I doubt they'll be good. That is true. As Yuchi, ooh, getting a bit scrammy through Tamburello, but Yuchi getting past Bogdan Moldovan and up into 4th place. So, I don't know what is wrong with Bogdan Moldovan's tyres right now, but let's just look at his ERS. He's doing all right on ERS, actually. He's roughly on about 50%. So he's pretty much in a sandwich right now, and the only reason he could benefit is if he pits first. And we know how the undercut could be, I think, probably the most powerful on this game, because there's not a requirement for much tyre warm-up. Maybe he can think about pitting early and seeing if something can be done for the Alfa Romeo driver. So he's going to get the toe through here, through turn 1, heading towards turn 2 now. To the inside, nicely done. From Bogdan Moldovan, who's up into 4th place right now. And Gobo saying in the chat, memes will be on life support at the end of the race. That is true. That is true. That it could happen. It could happen. And obviously all the drivers have got to be on their best behaviour, as obviously the top 10 score point. I'm just trying to remember what the point scoring system is, but standings you can find on the IRL Discord. And you can see how the points affect the standings each week. And they're following the PSGL calendar to a T. So whichever track PSGL races at, IRL races that. I'm surprised that Liam has not come in. I'm surprised he's losing so much time. Speaking of that, he comes in now. He comes in now. So he's going to come out of the pits onto a set of the medium tyres. And is he going to get to the end? Again, it could be on life support. But I think he could do it. And it is normal F1 point system. Thank you very much. And luckily someone checked the standings for me, so I didn't need to do that. Because otherwise I would have had to get a completely different scene. And it would, I think, been a little bit too distracting for me, in my opinion. So thank you very much for that. So we'll run through your order quickly as we're halfway into this race. Yona Martin leads from Tom Manley in second. Oscar Villacampa in third. Bogdan Moldovan in fourth. Yuchi in fifth. Jack Laverty in sixth. Luke Wolstow in seventh. Cameron Dowles in eighth. Louis Welsh ninth. Lapland 10th. Kyan in 11th. Zach Miles in 12th. Predator in 13th. Paul Akamara 14th. Liam Parnell in 15th, who's just pitted. Dommy in 16th and Akko in 17th spot. So we've had 4 drivers that have done stops that could obviously potentially get to the end of this race. But how will the other drivers fare? Oh, look at this, Cameron Dowles trying to defend off the left-hand side of Luke Wellstow. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Cameron Dowles is up into 7th place in this race. And we could see a change of the lead here. Tom Marley could look through Tota. But he decides not to be brave and to play it safe. But the more that these two keep squabbling, the more that the likes of Oscar Villacampa can take a lot of advantage from there. I am tempted, by the way, to get my fan because it's absolutely boiling in here. It's making me tired. But if a battle forms, I will literally be right back. And we can see a battle for the lead as Tom Manley on lap 18 and 32 overtakes Yona Martins and, leads the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It's not close to the winner of this race yet, but he's doing all he can to do so. More time penalties are awaiting our drivers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers with penalties. They can't really afford to be getting many time penalties at all, as we are pretty much going to be on lap 20 very soon, so we're going to be on the home stretch. But I have to say, fair play for the battle between Yona Martins and Tom Manley for P1 and 2, and Oscar Villacampa can be right in this as well, so make sure you watch this. Predator getting a 3-second time penalty. And you can see the stretch. Tom Manley is pulling off massively here. Probably going to go to straight line speed, but I think I'm just trying to see if Yona Martins is using his overtake or not. I don't think he is. He's still got it to use though if he wants to. According to the dash, drivers have got to keep an eye on fuel as well, because there's a few drivers that will be right on the limit here as we head towards turn number 7. Heading towards Piratella then, as they're gaining quite a bit of traction here as well. As they're doing their best to make sure that their P1 is it. I can see Yona was using a bit of ERS to keep the speed, I think. And to make sure that he could keep the pace as well. So, Yona Martins has got another chance to do it on this lap. But Tom Manley's in. Tom Manley is in. He's going to be going on to a set of the medium tyres. And Yona Martins is staying out. I wonder if he was not expecting him to do that. You can see Bogdan Moldovan getting past Yuchi, having a nice battle there. Jack Laverty in this fight. So it's Cameron Dowles, Louis Welsh. We can see those trains forming. As I think it was Oscar Villacampa that also thought about coming in. And he is right behind Tom Manley now. The question is, how much will that undercut help them both? Or will it hinder them? I think personally it will help them. It will help them so much. As Yona Martins goes down the hill, heading it towards Ravazza. And is he going to think about going in? I think he is. Yes, he is. Well, to be honest, he had to respond, didn't he? He had to respond. So where is Tom Manley? Tom Manley's taking a purple sector too, so he is pushing. He is pulling away from Oscar Villacamba. He has got the clear air now, which will help him. And it's important when you come out to not have dirty air in front of you. So, Yona Martins just coming out of the pit lane now. VSC! We have got a VSC! Oh, it's going to be close out of the pit lane between Liam Parnell and Yona Martins. Yona Martins, by the way, has lost 2 or 3 places because of that. Just for staying out. To be fair, though, I think that BSC did not help him in the slightest, I don't think. That, yeah, I mean, sometimes BSCs are here to help you. To be honest, it didn't help Yona because everyone else was able to keep it at good speed. And you can't overtake on the BSC because otherwise you would get a time penalty because of that. So, yeah. Oh, Akko is out of the race. Akko is out of the race. I think he has retired in the pit lane. Yes, he has. So he has retired. So that's him over. And Louis Welsh is currently leading the way so far. Still yet to stop as Paul Eckermeyer is up into 4th now as Yuchi pits now. So we're starting to see more people pitting. So Bogdan Moldovan and Yuchi have gone for a set of the soft compounder tyres. Seeing some more moves as Paul Eckermeyer defends from Tom Manley. Bearing in mind, Paul Eckermeyer will have to stop at least one more time here as we head towards Variante Alta. And we've got 11 laps to go at this race. Tom Manley has got a bit of slipstream. He's going to have the benefit of the DRS as well. Through with that. A bit squirmy on exit, but that surely has still going to allow Tom Manley with the fresher tyres. Maybe Oscar Villacampa is going to follow him suit. Following the same line, they both got to lead the Aston Martin each other's space, which he does. And Jonas Martins followed him through, so definitely warming his tyres, he's better there. But Jonas Martins has got no penalty. Tom Manley and Oscar Villacampa do. So at this stage, Jonas Martins could be the net race leader. And I think with the VSC and with the safety car earlier, it's leads, I think, to even more open strategies. Because without that, it would have been memed hard medium, and it would have been boring. If you are liking this video, make sure you leave us a like and thumbs up as Kyan 5-second time penalty. I wonder if he's going to call it a day as Bogdan Moldovan gets past Domi in towards Rabata, and he's up into 9th place. Tom Manley stays in 3rd, and we'll see more people doing their final pit stops. I'm sure Louis and Lapland are hoping for a safety car as Oscar Villacampa has been passed by Jonas Martins. A great move. And Domi's got more penalties as well. I was saying to myself, should I get the penalties up on screen? I prefer to keep it in suspense, and I know a lot of people would want to keep it in suspense too. And Tom, I think Tom's lost a bit of ground on Jonas at the moment. This could be Jonas' chance. I think what Tom needs to do is hoping that the guys on the hard tyres stays out for, I think, a few more laps so he can gain a bit of DRS. And I would read my predictions and your predictions in the chat in a minute. Sorry, I'm just doing a message on Discord just so I can get that Discord message out of the way. But I've done that message out of the way now, which is all good. The final few laps. Grab your popcorn. We are about to be in for some fantastic racing. Bogdan gets past Paul, Jack gets past Liam. Jonas trying to get past Tom, but Tom shuts the door once again. And they're all going to carry the speed through Villeneuve. And I have to say, about sausage curves, by the way, that's one thing I've got to say. Sausage curves are an absolute nightmare on this game, and I don't know why. On some tracks, they keep it there. They should get rid of it. It's ridiculous. It's awful. And I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. Look at that. That sausage curve in Ackerman Rally. It's sending you into a spin. And I apologise for swearing, almost. I almost did. But I'm not a person to swear like that. because I would probably get told off, and me being head of comms for PSGL, it just won't go down well. Oh, here comes Paul Eckelmeyer in towards Robertson once again, using the battery to full effect, but he's ran out. He's ran out, so he's going to lose all the power after 10%. But Jonas Martins looks like he's going to gain the lead with more ERS. Jonas Martins, with no penalties, didn't even need to do that, but he wanted to do it on track anyway. But Tommy is out of the race. But I think good news to the ones who are in the pit lane. No, good news to the ones who are out on track, sorry. The one that were tied in the pit lane. Lapland's dropped down to 4th place. Him and Louis Welsh are the only ones that stayed out, as for Oscar Villacampa has had a moment into Piratella, so he made a bit of contact with someone, which did not help him at all there. So he's going to have to face a lot of this lap to himself, unfortunately, and he's under pressure from people on softer tyres. Louis Welsh now drops to 3rd. He's going to have to come in surely. And I think Louis Welsh is going to save himself for a set of the soft compounder tyres. And no, scrap that. He's going to stay out and he's going to try and buy it anyway. Same for Lapland. Fair play. Bearing in mind, there is no rain. There is no rain. So, there could be some trouble if they don't pit. Liam Parnell up to 7th. Jack Laverty getting past Bogdan Moldovan once again up to 5th. So, Bogdan's soft tyres dying once again, and it's just costing him so much around this racetrack. It's just not on. And we also got Luke trying to get past Oscar Villacampa too. Now, Oscar Villacampa has overheated tyres as well, and I've had experience of this. Overheating tyres around Imola is just not cool. And you can't just go full throttle either. You have to pretty much take your time with it, because otherwise you'll be losing time. Now, if there was a safety car right now, which obviously is not going to happen because of how late it is. If there's a safety car right now, imagine what it would do for the ones who got no penalties. Cameron Dowles, Yuchi. And they're all so close. Lapland surely's got to come in. Lapland does not come in. And he knows he hasn't got that long left. Oh no, oh yes, he pitted quite early, didn't they? Scrap that. So he may try and get those to the end. Fair play if he does, but he is dropping. Has he got a puncher? Please say he hasn't got a punch. Oh good, he hasn't got a puncher. Panic over. I was a bit worried that he's got a puncher there. But the battle that we've all been, I think, dying to see is between Jonas Martins and Tom Manley. But bearing in mind, one of them has got a time penalty. One of them hasn't. And I think if I was Tom Manley right now, I would try and pressurise Jonas Martins into a mistake. Maybe into a exceeding track limits mistake. And potentially try and see if maybe Jonas Martins could get a penalty. Because otherwise, Tom Manley would lose his race. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many penalties people have got. I think Lapland has dropped down. And he's gone off the circuit. I'm just trying to see if it's a puncher. I don't think it is, unless it's in the rear. I think it might be the rear right that he's got a puncher in, but it's really hard to tell in this game. Meanwhile, Jack Laverty gets past Louis Welsh. Jack Laverty has gained quite a lot of position in this race, and he just kept it calm and kept it collected, and Lapland has retired and he's given up. So he was hoping for a late safety car, but unfortunately not helping him there. And sometimes you have to be very bold with strategies. And unfortunately, that bold strategy call from Lapland did not help him in the slightest. But it is what it is sometimes. And I wouldn't have predicted that Jack Laverty will be in the top 3. That would be a good result for AlphaTauri and the constructors. Now, with different tracks coming into the fore, we may see different drivers in this league come out on top. That is just, I think, the nature of this race. And we're going to go on to lap 31 of 32 now. It's going to be Tom's second to last chance to get past Jonas Martins. And to be fair, I thought he would have waited until the end of lap 31 at the start of lap 32, because the only danger is, unless Jonas gets past into the back straight, Jonas going to have DRS on the final lap. And that's going to be huge. So unless Tom could pull away massively, Jonas won this race. But Jonas won this race anyway at the moment, because he has got... Obviously, Tom Manley has got a time penalty. Cameron Dowles, by the way, is going to, I think, gain a masses here with getting no penalties. And for a lot of tracks on this game, Imola being one of them, Guitar being another, as Jonas Martins gets B1. And I did say that Tom maybe would have wanted to just wait or even let Jonas Martins pass in the final corner. Oh no! Tom is lagging for me on my screen. I hope it's just my end. I really do. That was, I think, a little bit too close for comfort there. And here comes Tom Manley for the lead of this race. I know it might be a 5-second time penalty, but he's still going to try and get it on track anyway. He's going to try and see if he can gain 9 seconds. If I was Jonas, I wouldn't fight this, but you never know. Tom Manley could get the time penalty removed, or if it's spinning in the pit lane, then maybe not. Luke, oh my God, it's going to be 3 wide and it's towards Villeneuve chicane. Surely he's going to end wrong here. But they just about keep it together. And they try to go around the outside here. Oh. The Alfa Romeo of Cameron Dowles going side by side into Piratella. And one of the Hasses go off the circuit. That is Yuchi. That is Yuchi that goes off the circuit, which was very unfortunate. But let's jump back as Paul's out the race. But let's jump back to our leading battle. Tom Manley doing a superb job, but due to his penalty, he's not going to win on track. It is Jonas Martins who wins in Imola. Tom in second, Bogdan third, Jack in fourth, Liam recovers to fifth. What a great result for him. And Louis Welsh, well, he stayed on 29 lap hold hard and he was in 8th place, but he did get penalties. He would have been 6th otherwise. So we've got Cameron Dowles 6th, which was an awesome result for him. Great to see him race around it in this league. Yuchi in 7th, and I didn't see the rest of the results. So we will go through the rest of your results very soon. So, your driver of the day in-game, Cameron Dowles. Quite a few driver of the days, personally, got to mention. A lot of good driving. Great battles from the front. Good stuff from Louis Welsh to get those hard tyres to last. Good job from Cameron Dowles to go from last to finish in the top 6. And no penalties as well, which I have to say is very huge. So we'll go through your results then. Jonas Martins wins. So we've got Tom Manley in 2nd. Bogdan Moldovan in 3rd. Jack Laverty 4th. Liam Parnell in 5th. Cameron Dowles in 6th. Yuchi in 7th. Louis Welsh in 8th. Luke Wolfster in 9th. Oscar Villacamper in 10th. We got Kine, Zach Miles, Predator, Paul Wickermeyer, Lapland at the time in the pits. Domi retired, so did Akko and Jack West. Jack West, unfortunately, had his wheel disconnected. I think what could have been for Jack West, but you got to do what you got to do, sadly. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed the session, whether you're watching it live or post-race. We do appreciate your presence. And what's the next track? Next track is for next week, the final. It will be the final IRL race that I'm going to be covering. And we got Cameron's dad in the chat. Nice to see you. I know you would pop here soon enough, but I'm surprised you only popped in now. Right. Oh, it's Belgium next week. Belgium. It's going to be brilliant. You're going to be in for an absolute treat on the 30th of August. So make sure you stay tuned next week at 7 p.m. UK time on the IRL channel. Make sure you leave a like and hit subscribe. Hit that bell if you are new. Follow us on Twitter, F1_IRL. You can follow me on Twitter as well because, you know, you love me so much. At JessGames95. So that is the end for now. We will see you next week for the Belgian Grand Prix. I've been Jessica Ball. And bye-bye.